All right, fam. Doing a little bit of a different format this time. I just had surgery on my sinus, so I'm not feeling particularly camera friendly today. But I kind of like this. I kind of like this camera angle anyway because I feel like you guys are more here for the cards than you are for my face. So this is a day late. I do apologize. I do try to like to get these out the day before or the day of the start of the month, but because of the surgery, I was running a little bit behind. We are going to be looking into the month of February energetically for fire signs. So, any fire sign placement, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. I've been doing some collective forecasting for the month of February already. And I do have to say, even I'm going to be curious to see if the cards sort of reflect this back. I want to tell everybody to be very, very, very careful with your money this month. Just no unnecessary spending, or alternatively, if there's been something you've been meaning to purchase, like something that would like dramatically impact your life for the better, like say your car has needed some kind of replacement part, an appliance that would make things, get that now. Get that now because there's something coming up economically that seems to be impacting everybody. I don't think it's going to be a forever thing, but I want y'all to be prepared. So we are going to be starting with Aries, just any upcoming energies that we want to be aware of, any upcoming energies that we can take advantage of that will benefit us for the month of February. And let's see, we've got the Ace of Swords showing up for you. Aces are offerings, some kind of aha moment, usually with the swords, like an, oh my God, I just realized something. I just realized the truth of a situation. We have the Nine of Wands, which is about persistence. I call it my Chumbawamba card. You get knocked down, you get back up again. And the Eight of Cups. Aries. What I'm hearing in the channel right now is idealism. There's something about February that I think is going to leave you feeling a little bit disenchanted. A little bit disenchanted with narratives that up until this month have refused to really be challenged or let go of. And I do see you actually having such an aha moment, like such a come to Jesus moment about something that like to me, the Ace of Swords is legitimately like a mini tower. Like it's literally that once it happens, once you say yes, you actually accept whatever reality the Ace of Swords is showing you, which is generally a more clarified reality than you have been led to believe. This is not something you can put back in the box. This is not something you can pretend isn't there anymore. When you have the Eight of Cups showing up with these other cards, this is showing you walking away from something that at one point really did offer you a lot of, maybe it was protection, maybe it was security with the way that you thought about the world. This is a little bit existential. It's giving a little bit of like my faith has been challenged irrevocably and there's no going back from where I was before. You're going to make a decision or be presented with the opportunity to make a decision about how you want to carry this energy forward. Okay. And that's going to be between, what is this going to be between for Aries? It's, do you want to sink or swim? When it comes to this challenge of faith, this challenge between the Nine of Wands and the Eight of Cups, because literally spirit is either like, you can be fucking miserable, you can make a decision that I think this is sticking with old programs or old narratives that just aren't working anymore. You can stick with those and have it handed to you, or you can go after what actually makes you happy. This is giving going no contact or being estranged from family members that maybe you said, I could never see myself doing that. I could never say goodbye to this person. But because of how toxic it has gotten with those people, it's a lot, Aries. This is a big cord cutting month, I think, for you. I have the Challenger showing up. This might not be an easy situation. This might not be an easy person or commitment to walk away from, especially if it's an internalized narrative, especially if this is about a story you've been telling yourself from that somebody has been telling you like since the dawn of time. Okay. Your advice, cards be flying. Your advice, not my circus, not my monkeys. You choose every piece of content you consume. This is especially potent for those of you with strong, and they're saying Aries Venus. So if you have an Aries Venus and you can hold yourself accountable for this kind of behavior, listen up. If you're the kind of person who is feeling perpetually victimized, like if you're always pointing the finger, you're blaming everybody else for your problems. It's because of this, it's because of my parents, it's because of blah, blah, blah. What are you choosing to focus on at any given moment? Because like usually, and I'm speaking from experience as somebody who has been absolutely obsessed with the victim mantle in their past. Um, you like when you identify as the victim, you then will do everything you can to reinforce that narrative. Like belief systems need food to be sustained. All right. So, Aries, the long and short of it is you're going to have an epiphany this month about some kind of person, situation, or narrative that is just no longer like it's not it. It feels a little bit like a crisis of faith. It feels like you're going to have to, and they're saying dilemma, like this will feel a little bit uncomfortable. You're going to have to choose to stay or go, to follow your happiness or somebody else's, and just be careful that you don't get too in your head about it. I could see a lot of you, especially if you have Cancer placements, sitting on your hands about making this choice. But literally, it was sink or swim. Sink or swim for Aries. That's what I got for February. Leo. Let's see what the energy looks like for Leo in February of 2025. Two queens. Lots of working with the feminine, both hemispheres of the brain. In this case, with the Queen of Swords, we're looking at the realm of the intellect. With the Queen of Cups, we're looking at the realm of the heart, the realm of the emotional body. And I have the Eight of Pentacles. Leo, this is giving, I'm just working on me. I'm focusing on me. I am focusing on harmonizing these two vital parts of my consciousness. I am focusing on harmonizing the logical, rational, no BS. I don't give an F about your feelings part of my brain with the I give a F about everybody's feelings. I just want to be in the moment. I just want to flow. You are working on these two ladies commiserating, and you're doing a great job. I feel like Leo, I'm getting a lot. I think I said this for you last month as well. And again, I think this is because of the Mars retro. This is giving I'm staying home and I'm just focusing on me. Maybe some of you are actually going to take up painting in like a bigger way. You're going to combine kind of what you like. This. I'm feeling called out in this because I'm a Leo rising, and I also have my moon in Virgo. It's giving I want to use my technical skills with my intuitive skills to make something incredible and become a master of both. Let me see what other energies are coming for very, very different energy than Aries, by the way. Very different. Although I do have the challenger showing up for you as well, again, because I think February's energy feels very sus. I'm specifically concerned about the full moon on the 12th. I will do another reading about that prior. So stay tuned. Give me a follow if you're not already to stay tuned to that. Transformation. The challenge for you, maybe this is you and like an Aries friend, is around transforming your social circle. And maybe this is part of the reason it's giving I'm just going to stay home and do me. I think, Leo, the challenge for you in February is seeing how much the people around you are changing. Some of those folks are going to be changing in directions you totally vibe with. A lot of them are going to go in very, very different directions, not bad directions, different directions. Okay. And we can't necessarily, especially if you're like a people pleaser, like there's no amount of people pleasing you can do that are going to keep these folks in alignment with you. Okay. So I think that's again why I'm getting stay at home, work on you, work with the feminine. If you're into deity work, this might be a really good month to contemplate working with a specific goddess energy, goddess archetype. Your advice here, I've always enjoying things. This is very Nine of Cups in tarot. It's with that Eight of Cups, or excuse me, that Eight of Pentacles mentality of like getting really, really good at something. Get good at the things that you love doing. For one of you, I'm hearing cooking. For one of you, this is massive. Like maybe start cooking for your neighbors. Maybe start cooking for your friends. Like if you have not had potlucks, if you have not had the opportunity to cook for others, it's in Leo love. Like when Leo is in their element, they are doing the things that they love at their fullest. Nobody feels joy quite like a Leo does when they're in their element. So go after the things that excite you, entice you. Yeah, nice and to the point with Leo. Don't worry about anybody else's business. I really want to tell you, don't worry about what other people are doing. Like, unless for some reason it is a threat to your personal safety. I'm not picking that up. I'm not picking up danger, Will Robinson vibes for Leo for February. So don't worry about that. Last but not least is Sagittarius. Let's see what we can expect for February of 2025. I said January in this reading. Jesus Christ. Sag. Whereas I had Leo working pretty exclusively with the feminine, I have you working with the masculine. Oh, and it is giving economy. It is giving economy. Sag, 5 of Wands and Justice. This could be a little bit more global. I've been pulling the Emperor to represent a certain sect of our. I have to be careful with what words I use here. This represents a certain someone making certain decisions over a certain realm, right? And the King of Pentacles has been showing up kind of as like the economy, the investor, the person who's really, really got it all figured out when it comes to money. Now I have Justice and the 5 of Wands creeping up here. I want to tell you to be very careful with your money, Sag, and I want to tell you not to take it personally if something doesn't go the way that you think it's going to go. I am getting major crypto vibes with Sagittarius. Please, I think this is just common sense for anyone, and I'm not like an expert at this myself, but like, don't throw all your eggs in one basket when it comes to investing. Don't put it all into crypto. Don't put it all into one stock. Diversify. They always tell you diversify for a reason. I'm not confident about the stock market this month or into March. It feels pretty murky to me. So just be careful with your investments. If you have the feeling like it's time to pull stuff back, I want you to, I don't know. I feel like this might also be a personal investment issue. Like somebody screws you over financially. Sag, it might be a difficult month for you financially, but I also think that's going to be true for everybody. So don't feel particularly targeted. Your advice is to try to get your head out of victimhood if something does not go correct for you financially. And it sort of feels like you're watching what's happening on the world stage being like, that's not right. Like that person shouldn't be allowed into that room with that computer set up with that hardware without permission. Like it's kind of like it's giving you're paying attention to what's going on. And your intuition might be yelling at you to make certain kinds of choices when it comes to finances. With the Knight of Swords, there can be a jumpiness. There can be a little bit of anxiety or a little bit of like, oh God, we got to do this. Make sure if you make any split decisions, whether it's financial or just with anything, that you're in a more positive frequency, I guess, when you do it. Basically, don't do anything out of a panic switch moment. Do things because you know intuitively in the moment it's going to be good for you and create a positive outcome. I just kind of want to leave it there. You know what it's giving? It's giving more existential. I don't even know if this is necessarily going to be your own personal bank account that's impacted negatively so much as it's your sense of morale around the entire, and look, the devil's at the bottom here as we're talking about this, your sense of morale around like the global economic system. Spoiler alert for everybody. And I am not a doomer. I am not one of those people that's going to tell you like, the banking system's going to blow up. Like, they've been telling us that the economic system's going to collapse for the past, like, I don't know, several decades. That being said, you don't necessarily have to be a psychic or a financial advisor to see that what's going on in the world right now is a little sus. So yes, certain systems that we have put a lot of faith into, and this is not just for Sag, this is for like everybody, are going to be challenged to their nth degree in 2025 and moving forward. So I do feel like, much like Aries, there's this aha moment. There's this moment of like, okay, now that I know this, I can't unknow this. I cannot put it back in the box. I maybe need to think about my life choices. I need to think about myself. Kind of like with Leo, there's a little bit of a sense of withdrawing, focusing on you. But this, Sag, I want to tell you that like February is going to be a big year for you to just reevaluate where you stand with the concept of abundance. Are you relying on solely external systems to provide you with that sense of abundance, or is abundance becoming a more internalized state? Because that's going to become very, very, very important moving forward over the next couple of years as these things do transform and change. I have the projector and the protector. This is really interesting. Sag, in to stay in theme with what we've been talking about, it's kind of giving like my version of reality feels like the right one. And Jesus Christ, if you've ever met a Sag, you know this is true. Because Sag does have very good ideas about the world. I think it's interesting that the word matrix is showing up here. And the protector. Be careful that you're not projecting your idea of what it means to be safe onto other people who are going through their own journey right now, especially when it comes to financial matters, especially if you are somebody who's like an accountant or you're a financial advisor. Like, don't be very careful that you're not giving unsolicited advice on how to ride out this year, and the frequencies that are shifting within the financial sort of like arena, because some of it's going to be really individualized. It's so funny. Here's your card. It's like, yeah, but I see it for what it is. You do, but because so many planets are in Pisces right now, people are going to sometimes even actively choose confusion. I know that sounds really fucking weird. They're going to actively choose confusion over the truth because the truth is brutal when it comes to how like systems are run, to how our economy is run, to how everything has functioned. You and Aries in particular look like you're having the wool ripped off of your eyes regarding some of those more existential ideas. And Leo is kind of just like, you know what, I don't even need to go there. I'm just going to sit this one out. Just final little message for everybody with a fire sign. Be really, really kind and gentle to yourself in February. Be like literally choose to focus on as many things as bring you joy as possible. That is the best piece of advice I think I could give anybody, regardless of your sign. Put your hand over your heart, maybe a couple times a day. Just remind yourself that you've got your own back. February is going to be interesting. So are you guys like, no, I don't. Be fucking nice to yourself. Lost my train of thought. February is going to be rough. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's going to be a little intense, but I think, again, where you point your perception matters. So focus on what makes you feel safe, comfortable, more at ease. And I promise you, you will have an easier go of this month. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out. Go ahead and click the follow button if you are not already. Subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys soon.